Welcome, and thank you for joining us as we explore the responsibilities and insights of a telecommunications specialist. In today's fast-paced digital world, seamless communication is the foundation of business operations, and telecommunications experts are the backbone that ensures everything flows smoothly. From managing voice and data systems to supporting network integrity and security, this role demands precision, flexibility, and strategic thinking. Whether working with VoIP systems, PBX infrastructures, or cloud-based platforms, telecommunications specialists keep organizations connected internally and externally. Today's discussion will walk us through 10 critical areas of the profession, offering detailed insights into the duties, challenges, and solutions that define success in the field. 1. Can you describe the daily responsibilities of a telecommunications specialist in a typical work environment? The role of a telecommunications specialist encompasses a wide variety of daily tasks designed to maintain optimal communication systems. Every day begins with system checks and performance reviews to ensure no overnight issues occurred. Specialists typically monitor VoIP platforms, call quality, bandwidth usage, and network health using specialized tools and dashboards. Responding to service tickets is a top priority, which may involve troubleshooting issues with phones, conference systems, or data lines. In many cases, specialists are required to configure new users, assign extensions, or provision VoIP softphones. Maintenance of physical infrastructure like cable routing, patch panels, or hardware in server rooms is also part of the routine. Regular updates of firmware on routers, switches, and telephony equipment are essential for security and performance. The day may also include meetings with vendors or IT departments to discuss ongoing projects or upcoming migrations. Training employees on how to use communication tools and handling escalations from help desks is also common. Documentation updates, such as network diagrams and system logs, are performed regularly for compliance and operational continuity. Some days may focus more on strategic work, like optimizing call routing plans or evaluating telephony service contracts. 2. How do you approach troubleshooting when users report call drops or poor call quality? When a user reports poor call quality or frequent call drops, the first step is to clearly define the issue, what times it occurs, which users it affects, and whether it's internal, external, or both. I start by reviewing call logs from the VoIP server or cloud telephony dashboard. Next, I look at key quality indicators, jitter, latency, and packet loss. These metrics help pinpoint whether the issue lies in the user's device, the internal network, or with the service provider. I test the affected endpoint for connectivity and confirm its firmware is updated. Network congestion is a common issue, so I examine bandwidth usage and verify quality of service, QoS. Settings are prioritizing voice traffic. If the problem is broader, I might run packet captures using tools like Wireshark to trace how voice packets are traveling through the network. SIP tracing can also help if signaling errors are suspected. If the service is cloud-based, I check the provider's status page or open a support ticket. After identifying the cause, I apply a resolution. This could be reconfiguring a switch, replacing a faulty device, or adjusting QoS settings. Once resolved, I document the issue, communicate with the user, and monitor to confirm stability. Communication and clear escalation paths are essential, especially if business operations are impacted. This structured process ensures rapid diagnosis and resolution of call quality issues. 3. What is your experience with installing and managing PBX or cloud telephony systems? I've had extensive experience working with both traditional PBX systems and modern cloud-based telephony solutions. For PBX systems, I've managed platforms like Avaya and Cisco Unified Communications Manager. My responsibilities included configuring trunk lines, assigning extensions, setting up voicemail, and integrating paging systems. I've also installed analog gateways to maintain legacy phone support while transitioning to VoIP. As businesses move to the cloud, I've overseen migrations to services like RingCentral, Zoom Phone, and Microsoft Teams. In these cases, I handled SIP trunk configurations, number porting, and user provisioning. I'm well-versed in creating dial plans, setting up auto attendance, and managing mobile app access for remote workers. I ensure that call routing is optimized for business hours, overflow scenarios, and failover settings. I also monitor call quality using built-in analytics and third-party tools. Security configurations like encryption protocols and admin access controls are part of my routine tasks. I support API integrations for CRM systems, helping teams link their telephony platform to business applications. My role also includes training users, managing billing reports, and working with vendors to resolve issues. 4. How do you ensure security in telecommunications systems? Security in telecommunications systems is vital to prevent data breaches, eavesdropping, and service disruptions. My first line of defense is enabling encryption, TLS for SIP signaling, and SRTP for media streams, to protect voice traffic from interception. I configure firewalls to only allow authorized traffic and use session border controllers, SBCS, to filter and protect SIP communications. I apply firmware updates regularly to phones, switches, and routers to close any security vulnerabilities. User permissions are restricted based on roles, with administrative interfaces protected by strong passwords and multi-factor authentication, MFA. I segment voice traffic on dedicated VLANs to prevent cross-traffic contamination and improve network performance. I also audit call logs and access reports to detect any anomalies, such as excessive international calls or unauthorized logins. When working with cloud systems, I evaluate provider compliance with standards like HIPAA or ISO 27001. I educate end users on safe telephony practices, including recognizing phishing attempts or spoofed caller IDs. Backup strategies are also critical. I routinely backup configurations and store them securely. In environments requiring compliance, e.g., finance or healthcare, I maintain documentation for audits and ensure systems meet regulatory standards. I stay up to date with threat advisories from vendors and the cybersecurity community. My goal is always to provide a secure, resilient telecom infrastructure that supports business needs without exposing the organization to risk. 5. Describe a project where you upgraded or migrated a telecom system. One notable project involved migrating an organization from an outdated PBX system to a cloud-based VoIP solution. The PBX was unreliable and lacked features needed for hybrid work. I began by auditing the existing setup, cataloging all extensions, voicemail boxes, and call routing rules. I then led vendor evaluations and helped select a cloud provider that offered flexibility, mobile app access, and call analytics. Planning was crucial. We scheduled migration outside business hours to avoid disruptions. Number porting was coordinated carefully, and we kept a fallback plan in place in case of delays. I provisioned all users, configured call queues, set business hours, and created training materials. We held sessions with staff to demonstrate new features and ensure comfort with the platform. On migration day, I monitored call flow in real time, responded to issues immediately, and communicated progress with leadership. Post-migration, I fine-tuned settings based on user feedback and monitored performance for several weeks. The result was a more agile and cost-effective system that improved collaboration and reduced IT overhead. Documentation was updated, the legacy system was decommissioned, and I provided support during the transition period. The project was delivered on time, within budget, and significantly enhanced the company's communication capabilities. 6. How do you monitor telecom system performance and what metrics do you use? Monitoring telecommunications performance is essential to identify issues proactively and ensure service quality. I use tools like SolarWinds, PRTG, and VoIP-specific dashboards to track system health in real time. The most important metrics include jitter, packet loss, latency, and mean opinion score, MOS, each reflecting voice call quality. I also monitor call setup times, failed call attempts, and dropped calls. For bandwidth, I keep an eye on how much capacity voice traffic consumes and ensure quality of service, QoS, policies are effective. On cloud platforms, I review uptime reports, usage statistics, and user activity logs. Alerts are configured to notify me when thresholds are breached, such as high jitter or an unusual spike in call failures. I generate weekly and monthly performance reports for IT leadership to support decision-making and vendor accountability. Trends in call volume or error rates may indicate the need for scaling or reconfiguring infrastructure. In hybrid environments, I monitor traffic flow between on-premise systems and cloud services. These metrics help me identify and resolve problems before they affect users. I also conduct routine voice quality tests and gather user feedback to supplement data-driven insights. My approach combines automated monitoring, user reports, and historical analysis to maintain high system performance. 7. How do you stay updated with the rapid changes in telecommunications technology? The telecommunications field evolves quickly, with advancements in 5G, unified communications, cloud PBX systems, SD-WAN, and cybersecurity frameworks. To stay current, I maintain a consistent routine of professional development and active learning. I subscribe to leading industry publications like Telecoms.com, Light Reading, and Network World, which provide daily updates on technologies and market trends. I regularly attend vendor webinars and industry conferences such as Cisco Live or Enterprise Connect to see demonstrations of new solutions and engage with thought leaders. Certifications also help me stay aligned with best practices. I've pursued training in Cisco, CompTIA, and Microsoft Teams voice systems. I also participate in online communities like Reddit, Spiceworks, and vendor-specific forums where professionals troubleshoot and share their real-world experiences. Internal knowledge sharing is another valuable strategy. I host monthly meetings within my team to review updates, security alerts, or recent challenges we've resolved. When adopting new platforms or protocols, I dive deep into vendor documentation and white papers to understand architecture, use cases, and limitations. 8. How do you manage telecommunications needs for a remote or hybrid workforce? Supporting a remote or hybrid workforce presents unique telecommunications challenges, from connectivity to collaboration and security. My first priority is ensuring remote employees have access to reliable VoIP tools, often through softphones or mobile apps linked to a centralized cloud PBX. I configure users for services like Zoom Phone, Microsoft Teams, or RingCentral, depending on the company's platform. I ensure user profiles are properly provisioned and that call forwarding, voicemail, and availability settings align with business requirements. Security is crucial. Remote access must be encrypted, typically through VPNs or secure web RTC connections. I also segment traffic and implement access controls to limit exposure. Performance monitoring extends beyond the office. I use analytics tools to track remote call quality and identify poor network conditions. I provide end-user guides to help staff troubleshoot basic issues, such as jitter or dropped calls, and offer remote support sessions as needed. Device compatibility is addressed by selecting headsets and interfaces that work seamlessly across devices. I coordinate closely with HR and IT to onboard new remote staff with telecommunications access right from day one. Training sessions ensure users are comfortable with features like call transfer, recording, or setting up virtual meetings. 9. Can you explain your experience with VoIP protocols like SIP and RTP? Understanding and managing VoIP protocols like SIP, Session Initiation Protocol, and RTP, Real-Time Transport Protocol, is critical in modern telecommunications. SIP is used for signaling, establishing, modifying, and terminating communication sessions. RTP, on the other hand, handles the actual media transmission, i.e. voice data, between endpoints. My experience involves configuring SIP trunks between PBX systems and VoIP providers, often requiring the correct handling of SIP headers, NAT traversal, and registration credentials. I work with SIP proxies and session border controllers, SBCS, to manage and secure SIP sessions, block rogue traffic, and enable advanced routing rules. Troubleshooting SIP issues means reviewing SIP invite messages, call flows, and response codes, like 404 for not found or 486 for busy, using tools such as Wireshark or built-in diagnostic logs. With RTP, I focus on ensuring low latency and minimal jitter, which directly impacts audio quality. I configure QoS policies to prioritize RTP packets on switches and routers, reducing the chance of packet loss or delay. 10. What strategies do you use to document telecom systems and support efficient team collaboration? Accurate and up-to-date documentation is critical for maintaining telecom systems and enabling team efficiency. My strategy begins with creating a centralized documentation repository, typically using tools like Confluence, SharePoint, or a shared network drive. I document system architectures, IP addressing schemes, extension lists, routing tables, call flow diagrams, and user provisioning processes. Each configuration change or upgrade is logged with dates, reasons, and outcomes for future reference. I also maintain a changelog for software updates, firmware patches, and hardware replacements. For troubleshooting, I keep resolution playbooks that outline steps for handling common issues like call drops, failed provisioning, or jitter complaints. Access permissions are managed to allow collaboration while protecting sensitive information. When onboarding new team members, this documentation serves as a valuable training resource. I also develop quick reference guides and video walkthroughs for complex procedures or systems. Regular reviews ensure documentation stays current and reflects our live environment. In a world where seamless communication is vital, telecommunications specialists stand at the forefront of keeping systems online, efficient, and secure. From managing VoIP platforms to ensuring network security, every question we've explored highlights the blend of technical skill and practical problem-solving required in this role. These professionals not only maintain current systems but also lead the way in integrating emerging technologies.